Hey Gen Z, are you in the Homeowner Core yet? I had to look that up again. Homeowner Core. Are you in the Homeowner Core? I'm learning new words all the time. I have 20-year-old niece and nephew, twins. I have cousins in their 20s. I have friends that have daughters and sons that are in their 20s. And they finally talk to me once in a while. And I think it's because they know I know about mortgages. And so I'm a safe place for them to vent or talk things out. And so all of a sudden, and mainly this year, I've started learning all these new words. And so, like, I've gotten chuggy versus cringe kind of straight. I'm not great with it, but I'm getting there. But this whole thing, I was talking to one of my cousins, and they just said, I'm not in the homeowner core right now. And so I kind of just, okay. And then I went to kind of look it up and try to figure out what that meant exactly. Was it like core, CORPS, like the Marine Corps? But maybe Gen Z just like labels everything like CORPS. But no, that's not it. It's an aesthetic, it's a way of being, kind of like when we would say bohemian style. So they have all these cores. There's so many cores. I'm kind of like studying them as I go. But I guess the home core, or whatever it's called, now I forgot again. It just doesn't roll off the tongue for me yet. Homeowner core. The homeowner core means that they're going to be in this group that has a mortgage payment, taxes, insurance, maintenance. They've got to mow the lawn. They have to deal with neighbors. They have unexpected debts. They have to be more responsible. They're not in that core. I get that. A lot of the time this year, I've spent a lot of time being in the burying my head in the sand core. I think that works. And I would just basically bury my hand in the sand core for the weekend. And then I would say maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll, be more serious and adult-like. And then I'd buy more time again. So we all have our things. And so somebody being really clear with me that they're just not into it. They don't want to talk about it. It's not what they want to deal with. So I got that. I did get some other interesting descriptions. So I think what I'm going to do for you guys, I just thought of this. I'm really winging this one. I'm going to do a little dictionary, kind of. I'm sure there's a cooler word for it, a Gen Z word. But I'm going to do a dictionary of some kind, and I'll call it what a cool name would be, which cool isn't even a good word. No, I don't know if that's the right word either. I'm going to make this thing that you guys are going to go, oh, okay, core. You can look at all the cores. There's like a norm core where the person is very specifically wanting to be very plain and normal and blend in. That's the state of being, I guess. So I'm going to share that with you, totally off the track. What I wanted to get at is I've talked to enough of my Gen Z people to realize that they are overwhelmed and they do need a place to start. And so one thing I want to say, as some of them tune out and they're just like, I just don't want to deal with this, basically you've got to start from knowing what you want and think it out. I know a lot of you have mood boards on Pinterest or Canva. I'm sure there's other cool apps that you guys are doing that, maybe Trello. You're putting stuff like for someday when you buy a home. And what I'm telling you is that it doesn't have to be a someday folder or a someday mood board for your home like 10 years from now. It doesn't have to be that way. And maybe it's time to really kind of figure it out. Like, what might you afford, or what payment would you feel comfortable with? It doesn't cost you anything really to get started and talk to somebody like me. I think the biggest thing is finding somebody you trust. And as I've talked to my cousins and my niece and nephew and different friends of family, they trust me and they're still really scared. And honestly, when I bought a couple of different homes over the years, I'm old, I knew my business and I still was stressed out and scared. And right now at this very moment, I don't know when I can afford to buy a home again. It's something I don't want to deal with really, and I don't want to look hard at my finances or update my budget And I need to do that. And there might be some positive things there too if I just took the time to look at it, but I'm too busy not wanting to deal with a budget and payments and all of that. So I strongly suggest you consider it. And if you do consider it, the next step would be talking to somebody like me so that you can really understand how it works when you get pre-approved for a loan, what documentation you need so that you're fully looked at. You don't have somebody eyeballing your pay stub and going, looks good to me. Come back when you've made an offer. And people do that. That's not the right way to do it. That's not the kind of loan officer you want to deal with. You want to be pre-approved, not pre-qualified, based on your documentation. And again, find somebody you know and trust, or get to know them better, and then you will trust them. So I'm going to do the lingo thing for all the people my age. I'm in my 50s. I'm 59 actually. And I do have to say I love Gen Z. I love the language so much now that I'm understanding it better. And I'm just totally happy about it all the time. I don't think there's been that much of a change in language since maybe the 60s. I think that was a huge change from the 50s to the 60s. But I just think that there's just so much nuance to everything you guys do and the way you talk. And I am really in awe of you. And I know that's not the right Gen Z word either. So thank you for listening. Know I'm here to help you get pre-approved. And I have all kinds of other tips to help you not make the mistakes that I've made, and different ways that I can help you get through this, because I totally have empathy for you. I completely understand how overwhelming it is to talk about buying a home, and there's just so much misleading information out there. So hang in there. Know I'm here to help. I will drop my text in my email, so feel free to text me anytime, and I'd be glad to talk with you on a Zoom or Google Meet or Telegram. I was going to call it Telegraph because I'm old. WhatsApp, Snapchat. I have all the things because I know all ages now. It's super fun though. I'm not complaining. Okay, ciao for now. Thanks for listening.